We are live on Saturday night on February 3rd, 2024. I almost really forgot what day it was because I don't think I only wrote it twice today. Hello, everybody. How is everybody tonight on Saturday evening? You know what time it is when Kitty and I get together? It's playtime. It's also information time, wisdom time. So if you want to grab a pen and paper, I'm going to give you that opportunity to go get that if you haven't already. Get your water because you're definitely going to want to drink up whatever beverage you like to have on a Saturday night. My choice is water since I did not drink a lot of it today. Have to catch up tonight. Yes, she's got hers there too. Yes. So tonight's topic, very funny topic, or not topic, title, very funny title. Because Kitty, I always ask Kitty, what does she want to name the title for when we get together? She's always the one that chooses that, and she gave me two, and I think she was a little surprised when I went with the title. When I said the one I wanted to go with, she was like, "Really?"
Like, I think I even wrote it. Well, I really want to call it "Buckle Up, Buttercup."
Yes.
And I said, but perhaps more appropriately, hi Sean, more appropriately would be the speed at which we are moving, or something like that. But you're like, no, I like "Buckle Up, Buttercup."
Yeah, I thought it was very appropriate, but no sense in being appropriate. Might as well, we're playing, we're sharing. Why not catch people's attention by buckle up, Buttercup? You know, like that expression, you do you, boo.
Yeah, you do you.
You do you, I'll do me. All right, Kitty. So, share the title again, and also share who you are as I go and make sure we are streaming where we need to be streaming.
Well, as much as it's a funny title, it's very kind of accurate. Buckle up, Buttercup. We're on the plane. It's going to take off. You're away from the gate. Some of us are at different stages of settling in, putting our luggage under the seat. Some people are, putting their luggage up. Some people are buckling their belts. Some people have already turned off their devices, have their shades on, and are going to sleep,
And some people are jumping off.
Nobody can jump off if they're on it. Some people are sitting at the gate waiting.
They want to leave. They want to get off. They don't want to do this.
I'm Kitty Foss. I am co-founder of Intuition of the Soul, a free private Facebook group where I encourage people to post and explore different ideas of spirituality. And it's a safe place to go. It's a big group. I teach a course called Optimize. Sean says she's ready to take off. Optimize your energy, which is an astrology course, but it's not to teach you to be an astrologist. It's really to use your own map and really dive very deeply into it. And you learn a lot about astrology, but it's really your own map, your own story, and some tools that you can navigate with, the plays and the acts and all of those things of the story of your life. I call myself the storytelling astrologer. And I am getting ready to go visit people. Sean's one of them, so I'm kind of excited. I always love to visit people, and so that's always fun. So this is probably the last time for probably a good week. I'm going to be online, other than my daily reel. So it'll be fun.
Yeah. So I had the cat show up before she went away, just by here she and I can play. Considering the energy that we are moving into going forward for February. Oh my God. February is going to...
Oh, and I'm just remembering I need to send out... So in that Optimize course, Joanne knows this, we send out a sheet for the moon, each, like the phase of the moon. And I'm just remembering, mine's all done, but I was waiting for the second to send it out. What's today?
The 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Today is the 3rd. Yes.
So I'm just excited we can play, and we're going to buckle up together. It's actually a really important theme, in my humble opinion, is who are you buckling up with? Who's your seatmate?
Yes, and a little bit on the numerology aspects of things, based on just just a month alone of February, in case some of you are curious and some of you don't know this. When we talk about every month itself carries a specific vibration, just a month alone. And then when we go ahead and add the actual year, which is known as the Universal Energy Year, which is 2024 for this particular year, just in case you weren't sure what year we're in. We're going to add that number 2 from February. And in numerology, 2 is about your relationships, partnerships, friendships with self, others, and of course, money. So it is really important in regards to who are you actually sitting next to, whether it's the bus, the plane, the car, the nail salon, wherever you are, that you have somebody sitting next to you on either side. Who are those people? And I have to share a funny story, which I'll finish this first, and I'll share the funny story regarding the people we sit next to. And so that 2 energy is about that for the entire month. And then when you have that 8 energy for the whole year, it's about abundance. It's about fame, success. It's about balancing your relationships, balancing yourself, making sure you're balanced first. So what brings balance into your life, and how do you balance your own energy? In fact, I've written, I think like 3 or 4 articles in the last couple of days regarding bringing more balance into our lives based on your astrological makeup, because every one of us, and Kitty could probably share this better than I could, or we can share it together. Based on your astrological chart, you may have more of one specific element versus another element, which means there's something that's throwing you off balance, generally speaking. So it's really important to understand your natal chart to find out if you do need to bring more balance into your life because there's something missing in your astrological makeup in itself. Anyway, so when we talk about that 8 energy and we bring that 2 together, we get a 10, a whopping 10. And that 10 energy in astrology is about the work we are here to do with one another as your team. In numerology, that 1 is about there's a new way of doing the work that you're here to do. You're not going to do it the way you've been doing it for the last, oh my God, however many years you've been walking this earth. You're changing it up some. The 0 represents that you do have choices. So if you ever are walking down a road and you come to a crossroad and you feel like, oh my God, I'm stuck. Where am I supposed to go? You have 3 choices. Yes, I said 3 choices. You can go right, you can go left, or you can stay right where you are, take a step back, and get ready to spin forward, because you have that choice to literally take a leap of faith and know that there is something on the other side that we may feel like we reached that crossroad. So pay attention to this energy for the month of February. It is a doozy of an energy. Do you want to say hello to Ann and Diana, who's here with us today? Thank you for being here and sharing your Saturday night with us. Now, the funny story, very quickly, I have to share.
Hi, Ann. Hi, Diana.
Share about the 2 people sitting at my corners yesterday, and it's funny, but not so funny. I was having dinner with my husband, and I was having sweet potato fries, and I think one of the fries went down rather than going down straight, so it makes it easier to, chew it up and swallow. I think mine sort of curved, and I ended up choking to the point where, like, I was literally choking. My husband gets up. Everyone in the diner is like turned around and staring at me. I have tears strolling down my eyeballs, and all I hear my husband saying is, "Oh shit! I don't know how to do CPR. Wifey, your eyes are wet. Dry them out. Dry them." I didn't know if I was gonna die from choking or die from laughter. It was like my eyes were tearing. Dry them out. I'm like, "Hello, hubby. Your wife is choking."
Priorities here. I'll get to dry my eyes after I get air in my body.
Yeah, I was just like hysterical. He's literally standing over me. He's watching me. He's like, "I don't know how to do CPR." And the tears are just, I was like, oh my God, this is definitely a moment of who am I sitting next to on this plane? Who's going to save my life? Yes. So we have a live crowd tonight. We have Cheryl here with us tonight too. Anybody on your end? Because you had said Sean was here, but I don't see her.
All I see is Sean she's on YouTube.
Hmm.
So.
Okay, probably why I don't see her because I don't have that part open. At least I don't
Well,
think I have that.
I can see YouTube, so
Oh, I can see it now too because I opened it up. Sometimes it does help. I like to keep my screen nice and big, but if I do that, then I cannot see the comments scrolling on on the side. So now that I have it open, I can see. So now I got a lot of action going on. Anyway, let's get to the topic for tonight. So yes, I'm loving the topic. Buckle up, Buttercup. Still makes me laugh as I say it. So how did you come up with that one, Kitty?
well, the way I say it is buckle up, Buttercup. Like there's not a lot of choice here. And the resistance that we are throwing is just going to be that resistance. And sometimes resistance is about getting us to pause. And sometimes it's about Taurus digging our feet in. And sometimes it's, some, it's what it is. The older I get, the more I understand. Sometimes it is just what it is, and my reaction to it is what I have the ability to influence. And so, buckle up, Buttercup. I looked right up when it said 11:22. We've been on 11. It's really about it is speeding up. So if you're feeling like it is, and you've been in this great kind of runaway train in general, anyway. And we have these last few months of Jupiter in Taurus trying to teach us how to stabilize as we expand, stabilize our truths, get a really good grip on them, really kind of understand our own limitations, our own pieces of it. And then we have Taurus next year going to move into this Aries, and Jupiter's going to go forward, and so it is kind of like
What's going to move going forward next year? You just said.
Our Uranus will move.
Thank you. Yes,
Uranus is going to move.
Yes.
And Uranus is going to move, and it's going to be now that we've practiced stabilizing, we have practiced being comfortable with change and understanding the only constant is change. Uranus is the planet of chaos, or Uranus. Even the name has chaos around it, but it's about finding the clarity and really going into that deep place. That's why knowing the truths is important right now with this Jupiter placement, stabilizing in your truths. And then also next year, so we have Jupiter going this year, we have Taurus or Uranus going next year. And then also we end a 14-year cycle with Pisces, where Pisces is that soul placement, is that higher spirit energy placement. And it is all about our illusions, our dreams, and our delusions. And so we have a lot of energy this year, buckle up, Buttercup, to really give us the information when we become aware and pay attention, slow down in the speed, and purposely do that so that we can buckle up. There's just a lot of ability to hook into this energy, and it has to be planned. And that's why you and I keep going back to have a good time. You're going to learn the energy. You're going to experience it. So if you set your intention to learn it in fun and tap into the joy, take joy seriously at the moment. That it's not, I've ever seen the Stephen Covey thing where he talks about the areas of life. And if you put the things that are really important in you first, then all the little pebbles will fit in the jar. If not, it will overflow. Well, that's true about joy. Joy is the big pebbles. The play, the contact, the family, all of those are the big things, and the little stuff becomes around it when that is what you set your intentions around. So it's buckle up. There's a lot of energy available, and it is shifting so these are really farther out planets all shifting. So this is big overtures of energy. And of course, we've got Pluto rocking it Aquarius, wanting us to see the new vision of the group and how we're going to be. And the way we're going to do is the best versions of us. So what are our truths? How do I stabilize in the fact everything is changing so rapidly? How do I put those two things together and then experience this new awareness that finishing up this year and moving into next year, a brand new awareness of spirit, of dreams, of all of those things.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes. Well, yes, that's all to some degree, but not all, because if you think about this week on February.
Oh yeah, no. So go through February. Buckle up, Buttercup. Right.
Yes. February 5th, we have Mercury moving out of Capricorn and entering into Aquarius. So it's going to join Pluto and also the Sun.
The Sun, and then within 2 weeks.
Well, before we go there, let's talk about just that Mercury first with Pluto and the Sun. What's that gonna get us doing? Because Mercury is all about communication. Are we gonna become a bunch of chatterboxes, or are we gonna quiet ourselves down?
Is about communication because it's about how we experience things. Gemini is that energy of experience, and that is what Mercury rules. It also rules Virgo. So it's also very earth, very much we're going to be looking at our patterns. Patterns are going to arise to communicate around. And that's happening right now as it's getting ready. What's the vision of who I want to see? You know, it's interesting. The number is 10 because the 10th house is about our work, but it's about our persona. How do we want to be perceived in our work? How do we want to pull our work off? How do we want to, it's that awareness, you know, often called the house of career. Our career is our life. And our MC is that first impression point. How do I want to be seen as I step into my persona and work with it? And so we really are being called in these last moments, days of this Mercury energy to not only be in the structures that work for us, because that's a huge theme all year, but how am I going to experience my vision? How am I going to communicate that? And again, I'm trying to figure out my own truths. So if I'm going to hold the best version of me of this is really helping the plane safely take off without things flying and all of those things. So,
and I also want to add with that, when we talk about Mercury's energy, because of the fact that it helps us to hold our vision and also the communication, this would be an invitation to pay attention to how you embody your body. Considering, again, February is about the relationship, and the relationship is also with your body. How do you embody the relationship with your body, and what is it that you say to your body? What is the, I was listening to somebody, I forget her name, and I listen to her all the time, and she speaks about the self-care process. And self-care is not just about going to bed early. It's also about how you speak to yourself, your self-talk. You know, you being your best cheerleader and motivator when it comes to how you feel or look in your own body. It's really about taking that time to look in the mirror. I mean, I know many people. I have clients. I've had clients. They've now changed it over a little bit, where they've only had mirrors that only allowed them to see from their chin up, nothing down. And I encourage them to go get a full length mirror, because it's important to be able to see yourself in the mirror, to see what you really see, and the practice of changing your vision to what you see in the mirror. So rather than just focusing on the things you don't like about your body, because I'm sure every one of us can raise our hand about something we don't like about our bodies, but it's not about that. It is about really looking in the mirror and saying, what do I adore about my body? What do I love about my body? What does my body do for me in the course of my day? I mean, if we all pay attention to what our bodies actually go through and experience in the course of just one day, I mean, how much gratitude can we have for our bodies? And I do believe Mercury going into an Aquarius can give us that ability to change our vision of how we treat and respect our bodies, and start treating your body with more respect and love. So throwing that self-talk of self-love into that connection with your body.
Well, and a lesser often compared energy is the fact that Mercury also rules Virgo.
Yes.
which is about systems, our body systems. So if Taurus is about our body as a whole and Capricorn is about our body in the bigger picture, what's around us, our environment, Virgo is all about the systems. And that's why it's about service. What systems need help? What do I, in my own private system? So yeah, all of those little pieces. It's taken me a lot of years to just look at my body and go, yep, that's my body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
And thinking about the contracts that we have. I mean, again, with this whole concept with February being about our relationship, every one of us took on a contract, and I'm actually going to be talking about this in Kitty and I. We have a mutual friend that we're both, well, Kitty already has spoken, and I will be speaking on Monday at this amazing event, and maybe somewhere along the line, Kitty and I will post the link in the comments, so this way here, if any one of you want to join it, you can. It's free to register for the day, and have to get my daughter back because I just lost my daughter because I went into that. What was I saying? Come back to me, please.
You were talking about how the three of us, as a matter of fact, and you were talking about your body and the systems. Bring it back.
Yeah, thank you. Got it. Came back in. And sometimes I that happens. So again, the contracts that we have, and every one of us has signed a contract with the body that we're in. No matter, as Kitty said, it took her a very long time to be able to look in the mirror and accept the body that she's in. And every one of us has signed a contract with the body we're in, with all the different cycles. And that's exactly what it is. All the different cycles our bodies go through over our lifetime. And I'm not just speaking about the logical cycles such as, puberty, menopause, and all of those cycles. I'm talking about the spiritual cycles that our bodies go through that may very well require us to either be a little heavier or a little thinner, depending on what's going on in our life at that time. And if you want to learn more about that, I highly encourage you to come listen and watch on Monday, because I will definitely be speaking about this topic.
Yes, there's 2 more days. There have been it's 4 days, 3 speakers a day. I was on the first day, the middle speaker. You're the middle speaker on the last day, right?
Yes, I'm at 3 o'clock. Is that
3 o'clock. So it's 1, 3, and 5.
Yes.
I did make everyone's. I've actually made all of them, and they've all been fascinating, interesting conversations about spirit and channeling and different approaches. And I think it's well worth it. Plus, like as Sean said, if you register, you can get replays too.
Yes, exactly. So if you're not able to make it, as I'm going to say it this way, as great of a student that Kitty is to attend all of them, I, on the other hand, sits at the other end of that judgment. Not so great, because I only literally made Kitty's event, and I will be making, and I do believe he's still with us, Joe Monkman, who's I think still watching with us. I will be making his tomorrow, because he's a fascinating speaker, and he's on tomorrow, I think 1 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, Joe, let us know. I don't remember if it's 1 or 3. I'm pretty sure it's 1.
I think it's 1 o'clock, because I purposely made sure I was getting up early enough to make sure I would be presentable, so I can have my camera on while I'm there, so I can support him in his conversation. Although I'm sure he does not need any support. He's amazing at what he does. So anyway, so when we think about all this energy with Mars entering Aquarius, then on the day before Valentine's, we have Mars entering Aquarius on the 13th. So Kitty, what's that going to be like for us?
I'm sure we're going to be out talking about it. Mars, these are all daily planets. That's the thing that's important. So I am going to kind of jump ahead and I'll come back to your question. All of the daily energies that show up every day is like the extra dose of it. It's the energy we tap into that day. And we're going to have a lot of this Aquarian energy. Especially across the new moon, because then we will have the moon also in Aquarius.
And that's next weekend, right? That's the 10th, I think?
It is the 9th.
Oh, okay.
And so This Aquarian energy is the vision, is this revolution. And every single day over the next couple of weeks, you're going to be kind of being brought into that. So Mars in Aquarius is, how do I align then with what I see and wanting me to start, take the steps, move ahead. Aquarian is a revolutionary energy, and Mars is a spark. What am I kind of going to do and undo? As a matter of fact, one of the predictions about this new moon is on the 9th, is the energy is so strong with Mercury, the sun, the moon, and there's also Uranus is in a aspect that you're going to see sudden and quick changes, unexpected surprise things. And of course, this is about manifestation, again, about the vision. It feels like to me the energy of, I'm done with this. And you're just done. Like you've been waiting to be done, and then you're done. And the converse of that is, I am going to do this, and there's nothing going to stop you getting this done. There is in this stabilizing and change. You know what? I'm just going to change this stuff. And because again, Mercury, it can be in smaller ways, but they're very, very big commitments about what you want to manifest. So you are working. So then you're working, okay, I've got the picture, I put it out there, and then by the 13th, I'm really aligning my steps. I'm working with Shoshin, the learner's mind of, here's where I want to be, what are the steps? I'm going to learn how to get there. So.
Yeah, and it's so funny, Kitty, as you mentioned about that, I'm going to use the word attitude in reference, like, when you get to that point where I'm just done, you literally just describe how I am when I get to something where I get done, where like I've done everything I can. There's nothing more I can do. So I move on to that attitude. I'm done. I'm done with this.
And it could be a thought that comes in that says, this is where I'm going. So It's not just about done. It's, I'm going to do this. Like, I've always wanted to study this. Boom. I just went and signed up.
Yes. Yeah. I was just sharing how my personality is when I get to a point on something where, as most people know, with Pisces, we are very giving, we are very caring, we are very like, oh yes, we'll just take it in, we'll just take it in. I get to a point where, like, once I get to here, my 5'2" self, I then grow many, many other inches to 6 feet, and that's when my attitude says, I'm just done. I'm just done. I don't want nothing more with this. Don't talk to me about it anymore. We're done with that. End of discussion.
Right. So. In different ways. Some people get upset. Some people just turn it off and be done.
Exactly.
And it's sudden and swift changes, unexpected.
Yes.
Is the energy around that.
Yes.
Because the vision is stepping in.
I love that. And then we'll talk about Miss Venus that's coming in Aquarius on February 16th, 2 days after Valentine's Day.
Yeah, 15th or 16th, depending where you are. Yes. And so again, within 2 weeks, and then we'll be getting ready to move the sun out of that. But for a period of a few days, we have all the daily energies. Thank God we'll have gone by the moon. Can you imagine if the new moon was in all that? It will have been out of Aquarius at those days that everything is in there. Again, Venus is about beauty, love, abundance, relationship. Primary relationship, as you said earlier, is self, your body, self. Venus rules Taurus. Taurus is your body. Venus rules Libra. Libra is balance, love. It's all about harmony. It's all about justice. And then with Taurus, it's about food, drink, abundance, stability. And so now you've got all of those characteristics. What's the envisioning of those? What's the vision of that? What revolutionary energy is stepping for you to do something different? And it's about how I think about it. It's what's the conversation or the energy that's happening between my ears. And in the we, it's how do I get this to be for me? Therefore, I'm opening that energy for everyone. I'm not here to fix everyone. And if I'm the best me, that's the energy I'm tapping into that I can send out. So
Yes. And just imagine if everybody did step into their best version of themselves, nobody would have to fix anybody because we'd all be the best version of ourselves. And I know you and I and Joe have been saying this since probably 2020, probably 2022. That's how far back. About if we can all just spread out that joy, just imagine how much fun this world would actually be because everything would just be so harmony and
Well, and
fun
if
and
I've learned
exciting.
anything from my friend who recently had a near death, and we've talked about this, realize we're already standing in it. Let's just tap into it. It's
Yes.
already ours. And what she experienced was that all of those things that get in the way of that are gone, and that we are always there now, continually tapping into it, that we are the best versions of ourselves. Let's tap into it right now, right here.
Exactly. Exactly. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. You want to pull some cards? Do you have your cards out? I know you said you packed. Do you have
Oh,
any?
yeah, I didn't pack. I just straightened.
Oh, okay.
Today, I would say, started with amazing laughter. It started with, I kind of got out of bed with that, and there was a beautiful warbler, so there was a lot of joy, just but laughing, and they were singing. And then I came home, and I have some friends, and we were just the conversation was hysterical. And while I'm talking on it, my dog ran into a wall, which
Oh,
he saw a squirrel. We have an outside lanai, and there's about a 16-foot wall. And he went to bolt and he ran into a wall. And his wonderful father's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And his mother's just about peeing herself, laughing so hard about my dog ran into a wall. And then I went to watch our dear friend Nancy Nan pull cards, and she's trying to pull them in the wind, and they flew all over, and she's chasing them on screen. So now I've been crying, laughing. I actually went to take like a meditation to watch some cards because I've been doing was laughing, which there's nothing wrong with that. And she gets them all together after they've blown all over. I'm laughing, and the card she pulled, play.
there you go. Makes sense to me. Kitty, how about we do what we did the last time where we both ask questions and pull cards based on the question? I thought that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I grabbed these cards thinking there were another one, but I guess Spirit wanted me to grab these cards. These are called the Magic of You Oracle.
Oh, very nice.
So I'm not as familiar with these, so I may look up. There's really interesting things. So what's really interesting about this deck is it gives you a spell or an action to go with the card that you pull. So that's kind of fun.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
An action to go with it. So
Yeah, I like the spell more. The spell to go with the card. Let's pull out the big pot and stir a spell.
All right, so you start this time then.
All right, so I'm going to ask the question, or you want?
Yes,
that what
ask
you want?
the question.
All right, the question for all of us. The question for all of us. Oh my God. Regarding the bigger planets with Pluto in Aquarius, what can we expect? Well, not so much expect, but yeah, I guess expect. As we are in February now, the second month of 2024, what can we expect to show up, or that Pluto's going to help us with for February? I had to get my thoughts together, people.
Well, this is interesting. I'm not sure how you say it. Avenyor. And It says, make peace with your past. And guess what number it is?
Could it be 11? Oh, it's 1.
It's 1. Today, what you're talking about. You know?
Yes.
It's 1. It's making peace with your past. And it's not about living in your traumas. It's about these things happen. A favorite quote of mine that I've really been aware of from an interview with Anderson Cooper and Stephen Colbert is he said, Anderson Cooper repeated that Stephen Colbert had said this, is I am very grateful for what I still wish had never happened. And just making peace. There was a huge trauma in his family, and making peace allowed him the gratitude for what it did bring him. And he still wishes it didn't happen. And it, making peace with it. That's what peace is. I heard today about, it's not really about lessons because nothing is wrong. It's about, again, how I work with the energies that come with me. So that was pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah. We also have to remind ourselves that we are everything that we're experiencing, the traumas, whatever it is from our past, present date, moving into our future, everything is part of our contracts. These are here for us so we can learn something to help us get to where we have to go based on our journey and based on our own healing journey. When we experience anything, a good portion of what we're learning is how to be more passionate, how to be more compassionate, how to be more forgiving, how to be more loving, how to be more joyful. And I think on a whole, that's really what it is that we're all here as part of our soul's purpose, is how to bring more joy and love and unconditional love to the table of our relationships. So, all right, Kitty, what's your question for us?
My question is, Spirit, how about a one idea energy that for this quickness, this speed that things are going, that we could tap into?
The whole deck wants to come out.
Okay, well, that's not going to work, Spirit.
I cannot read all of these cards right now.
No.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to shuffle from this part and see what shows out, because there's no way I'm going to be reading all of them. I could, but I don't think Kitty really wants. Ooh, I like the word. You did ask for one word, right?
Yeah.
Powerful.
Powerful, and it's 44. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Powerful. 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 And when we think of the word powerful, and I think of Aquarius, the visions, how powerful are your visions? Something to ask yourself. How powerful are your visions? Now, in that 44, that 4 itself is really about your home, meaning the work you're here to do, your shelter, and of course your body. Working out to be that 8 energy, which is about the more you can recognize how powerful your thoughts are, your visions are, the more you can bring things into balance. And after all, that's what we want, balance in our lives. So the chakra here is solar plex energy. So dropping down into your belly and just being open to the balance and the harmony and the abundance that you can embark on when you recognize how powerful your visions really are for yourself. Love that message.
I do, because that's the number of this year. And this is a powerful year. This is, how the ride goes in the plane is a lot about the takeoff and the landing. So, and I like that. 4 times 11, which is a stability. And remember, family isn't always the family you were born into. It's also the family you create when you talk about that 4 energy. So, all right, your turn.
My turn, based on this energy that we have coming in this week and the new moon's energy. What is one thing that we can do besides the usual stuff for new moon ritual? What would that be? Let's see what the card shows up to us.
So tell me in a question. You want to know the energy for the new moon rituals.
What's the one thing that we can do besides the usual rituals for the new moon energy?
The number is 17.
8.
Minimus, commune with source. So for me, that means take the time to do it with intention. Yesterday in the summit I was on, I talked about, and we do that all the time in our class, where we take the breath and we pay attention to, we meet in the pause. And since you're talking about this Aquarian energy to manifest, it's about the we. And it is in the pause that we meet each other, we understand. And so, I actually challenge people, pay attention this week when something's going up, take the breath, hold the pause to meet what it is that you need. So 17, commune with source. Source is in all of us. It's when we meet together. And it's, for me, sometimes it's learning to listen. I laugh about the fact that I am a person who has divine does. Like, I will be working with something and have a great understanding of it. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I've been doing that all this time. That's what that meant. So, like, divine does. I'd like to read a little bit what it says.
Sure.
Nature holds all answers. The wisest witch knows her questions will be answered when she dives into the natural world without reservation. Like the girl of Minimus, who is fused with the forest, it is your time to merge with source. Drop your stuff, your attachments, that was the first card, and be one with nature. It's time to recommune with the raw, authentic self. And to me, that's when I take the pause. That's where I am, very in between a breath. And that was yours, that was sparked. It is drawn in times of adversity that we take to the quiet and the visibility to retreat not only to the shadows, but into the space just to be. So it is time to figure out the vision. And it isn't nobody's handing you a map.
Yeah, I love that. I think
they are. It's called your astrological chart. But to take the time to read it.
Yes. And I love the move into the pause. And also another part of that could be, as we are in February, pay more attention, be more intentional about the connection you have with your body. As you walk, pay attention to how you walk. Mm-hmm. As you sit, pay attention to how you sit. As you do whatever it is you're doing, be mindful of what it is you're doing. Be mindful of how your body responds to different conversations that you're having with one another, how your body responds to different conversations too. If you're sitting watching a movie, like I was watching a TikTok video beforehand, and not to get into the whole TikTok, but before I was watching the TikTok, I was fine. As I watched the TikTok, my eyes started leaking. It made me sad. And I'm like, oh my God, like, why is this making me sad? Other than the fact that I'm just a emotional sap anyway, sensitive on that. So yeah, so pay attention to everything about your body based on whatever it is you're doing in your day. And you can learn a lot about your body when you really pay attention to your body. So I'm loving that. You want to ask for one more question?
Yes, Spirit. I'm going to say Spirit. As we say often in our class with Joe. Hey, Joe, if you got a question, write it. Any messages for us?
Any messages for all of us? And if anybody in the audience has a message that they want to type in very quickly, feel free to do. The message. Oh my goodness gracious. Really? Let's start with the throat chakra, shall we? Let's start with the throat chakra, the communication, the vision of how we communicate. Change. Some of us work really well with change. Some of us resist the hell out of change. And some of us just pretend like change doesn't exist. All it is. Number 5. What I'm hearing here is, with the number 5, be playful as you communicate. Be playful in your body. Be playful. Like, let go of the resistance is what I just heard. Your body does not have to be big, just tight, whatever. Let it go. Loosen up the grip a little bit, even though, yes, our title does say buckle up, Buttercup. Loosen up your grip.
That goes perfectly with it. Change. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's coming. Exactly.
And I'm loving the way the card just matches so well with my hat. Love it. So we want to thank you, everybody. Let's see, what do we have here? Anne says, I don't do change real well, but I am learning. All right. Well, that's the part of it, Anne, is learning.
There's great energy out now to learn to stabilize and change, and to stabilize and expansion. You know, what's my next best thing? What is the next? What is it brings me the abundance? And with this Libra placement in the South Node, we are letting go of things that we thought was the way it was supposed to be. And we can go, you know what? It's not that way. It's not going that way. So let me,
Exactly. And as I say all the time, the only place you want to hold resistance is when you're in the strength training room. Otherwise, you don't want any resistance in your body. Let it all go. Let the grip go so your hands can feel lighter. Let it all go. Let the tension come out of your shoulders, drop them down. Let the tension out of your jaw. These are all places that, believe it or not, we do hold when we have resistance, when we're stressing and anxious. These are the places in our bodies that become very tight. The jaws itself, these shoulders, your hands, your back, and also your hips. Those are all the areas on your body that when you are stressed, when you are anxious, when you are overthinking, when you are over-processing something that really doesn't need to be over-processed, there's where the resistance goes in your body. So pay attention to if you're experiencing any of those resistance in your body. And like I said, the only place I want you to have resistance in is that weight room. What's Ann saying now?
Sean says, blessings, everyone, and I'm buckled up and ready to watch. And ready, watch world. Watch out, world.
There we go. So Kitty and I so appreciate you all being here with us tonight, sharing your Saturday night with us. I know I appreciate it. I know I love when I come together with Kitty and play and share the wisdom that we do share together. So we will be back probably next week. When are you back, Kitty? Next week or the week after?
Next week. I'll be back home next Sunday. I'm going to visit, like I said, several different people, so that's kind of fun. And actually, I'm home for a little while Tuesday night, and I have a friend coming here. So that's what I mean. I've got kind of a combination of going and coming. So
yeah. So Kitty and I will probably be back together in maybe like 2 weeks. But I will be hopping in because I have lots of stuff to be doing, like my 30-day challenge. I'm on my 12th day. This is a very long challenge. The person who encouraged me to do a 30-day challenge, I have to have a talking with her, such as myself, and ask myself what the excuse me that I was thinking in regards to creating a 30-day challenge. I don't know, but anyway, it will get done. It just will not take 30 days. It may be a longer strand of time, but that's okay. Till next time, namaste.
Namaste, everyone.